What's up, everybody? This is Yelly here. Thank you so much for watching this video here. So I'm going to talk today about what is precinct caucus and what are all the details and all that stuff. So let's get right into it. So today in Minnesota, February 25th at 7 o'clock, precinct caucus is going to happen. And there's three main things that I categorize that's going to happen. One is the nomination of precinct officers. Number two is the nominations and elections of delegates. And then number three, which is the amending or changing your political party's platform, which is in this case is Republicans. Okay. And so that's like basically the whole idea for tonight. It's to become delegates or it's to change political parties, platform, beliefs, values, bylaws, so on and so forth. That's about it. Now, so don't undervalue it. Don't underestimate it and see that it's useless of your time and all that. It's very important. This is like the grassroots level of all things. So let's go ahead and get started here. So precinct caucus is the first level. Let's just say it that way. It's like the first tier. It's the first level of what's going to happen in the next few steps here, of course. And in order to go to the next steps and get involved with the higher levels and all that, you need to be first at the first level. So let's go begin here. So precinct caucus begins at 7 o'clock, and it's located at different location. Depends on where you live, depends on where you're at, which district and all that. Okay, so you need to find out that information on Minnesota. So if you Google Minnesota caucus finder, CAUCUS finder, it will come up with a link, and you'll click on it, and then you'll put on your zip code, and then you'll put on your address, and it will tell you where to go. Okay, and keep this information too, because this is where you're going to vote for president as well in November. So keep the information. All right, so precinct caucus begins at 7 o'clock p.m. But then the meeting officially starts at 7:15. Okay, and it usually lasts until 8 o'clock. So it's only like 45 minutes to an hour the most. Okay, so basically, so what you do is you walk in and you register. And then after that, they will either instruct you to go to your precinct or it's a big gym and you guys all sit together. It really depends. It varies every single location. So, but in general, you register, and then you go to where your precinct is located. Okay. After that, then you kind of wait until everybody kind of gets in, and then what's called the convener, which is the gal who's going to lead the meeting. They will start the caucus meeting at 7:15, at exactly 7:15. Okay, and when they start, they're going to introduce themselves, and then they're going to read from a script. They might read some couple letters from other candidates as well, and then who are running for office, and then they'll go straight into what's going to happen. Okay, and there are three things again that I categorize. One is the election of precinct officers. Number two is the nomination and elections of delegates and alternates, who's going to go to the next level, the next conventions. And then number three is the amending or proposing new changes to the bylaws or the Republican Party's belief system and all that. Okay, so they're going to go through all that, and then the first thing they're going to do is what's called you guys are going to elect temporary caucus officers, and that means that you're going to temporarily elect a chairman, a secretary, and I think a vice chair. And these three guys and gals or girls are to they are going to run the meeting. Okay, they're going to just run the meeting, and that's it. Then after you elect the temporary officers, then you're going to elect the precinct officers. Precinct officers are a 2-year job, and you basically just kind of look over your precinct, the area that you live in, and you just kind of be involved with politically and your neighbors. And then if they know that you are their precinct officer, they'll contact you in regards to the Republican Party. It's the same thing as the Democrat Party, but they might have different rules and all that, but it's basically the same thing. So they will so your neighbors, and then if they know that you're the precinct officer, they'll contact you for like updates on political campaigns and all that stuff. Now these positions they're 2-year terms, And you can decide if you want to do this or not. It's entirely up to you. I mean, if there's just 3 of you in that room, chances are, most likely, the 3 of you are going to get elected somehow, some way to become those positions, okay? After the elections of the precinct officers, then you move into the nomination elections of the delegates and alternates. Now, for Shiloh, this is the big point right here. This is the reason why you are here tonight, okay? You are here to become delegates and alternates to go to the next level after this, and then the next level after that, to nominate Shia to become the endorsed Republican candidate for Congress. Now, the reason why is because the more delegates we get to the congressional convention, the more likely he will become the endorsed. Okay. Now, if he doesn't have that much delegates out there, then he might not. He might win or he might lose. So it really depends. So that's why we are really encourage everybody to please go out, and especially our people that we nominate, that we become delegates, and we go to the next tiers to nominate, elect, and endorse Shiloh for Congress, okay, as the endorsed Republican candidate. All right, so back to the precinct caucus. So the election and the nomination election of delegates and alternates. So let's say that everybody's different. Every single precinct is different. But let's say that in your precinct there is 20 positions open, 10 delegates, and then 10 alternates. Okay, the delegates are the main primary people, and then the alternates are the substitutes in case if the delegates don't show up to do their work. So the alternates would then substitute and replace them. Okay, so that's how it works. So let's say that in the room there's 20 of you guys, right? And there's 20 positions. Chances are half of you will become delegates and the other half will become alternates. Okay, now of course, and then it depends. If there's only 10 positions open and there's 20 of you guys there, half of you guys will become elected and nominated. Okay, so that's how it works. Okay, so after that. And you can nominate yourself. You can raise your hand and nominate somebody else too. They will explain this, so don't worry about it. Okay. Then after that, then you'll go to the last step, which is to make any changes to the policy or the bylaws, and you kind of go through this process. And usually around this time, it will be like around 7:45, maybe 7:50. So. And then after that, once you're all done, 8 o'clock, you pretty much head home and go have dinner or something like that and go home. So, I mean, that's pretty much precinct caucus. It's not that hard. It's really not hard at all. A lot of people think it's like this big, difficult deal. It's not. It's really that small. But for grassroots, for like volunteers, for like people who wants to become activists, politically activists and all that, like this is very important. This is very important for all of us to attend, to be able to go into, and so on and so forth. So anyways, if you have any questions, feel free to give me a call or text me at 612-564-5144, 612-564-5144 to find out where your precinct caucus is at, if you have any additional questions about watching my video and kind of wanting to know more. So anyways, with that said, thank you very much for watching this video, and I hope that that tonight you hopefully you'll have some fun, and just really get out there, engage, give back, and really inspire others to continue moving forward. So thank you very much, guys.